It was fucking hilarious. Did I go well? Is it a viable strategy? God no. The most
I was
number one controller player in the world ever. in Call of
probably
Duty.
one of the most decorated Call of Duty players ever. Yeah,
Literally.
easily.
And even he says that it's too strong. Then you got a fucking problem.
And they had bunny hopping in the playtests and in the beta and stuff, and
Which was fun as
liked
fuck
it.
to do, by the way.
Yeah, people liked it. That game during its peak, there was really nothing like it. You had the perfect mix of a battle royale and an arcade shooter at the same time. It was innovative. The movement was great. The gunplay was great. Let's go, champ!
Let's go, champ! Alright, we'll just fucking start it this way. Let's get this bitch started, the show on the road. All that crap. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 9. Oh my god, 9 already. Fucking episode 9 of the First Person Creator Showcase podcast. If you couldn't tell already, I might have got a new microphone, so I sound a little bit better, don't I? Because the microphone I had before, is it down here? Yeah. I thought I'd retire the bad boy. The big boy has been retired. The Blue Yeti, you served me well, kind of. You lived in a mug for most of your life. And you've got dents from when I punched you. But your service has been noticed. Thank you. Shout out to the fucking Blue Yeti. Shit microphone, by the way. Shit podcast, even. I have the Elgato Wave 3. It's pretty nice. Anyway, today I'm joined by I will say, I don't want to say, but a friend. Ugh, gross. A friend of mine.
What the fuck?
Today I'm joined by the Director of Talent. Is that it? Is that right?
Not Director of Talent, but Talent Manager, yeah.
Oh, the Talent Manager of Revosect. Introducing Warden.
Oh my god, it's me.
It's him. How you going, buddy?
Doing well, mate.
Yeah? How's the day treated you so far?
Except shit, Cat kept waking me up. And then it's been raining,
So you didn't have to work?
It's been boring. Nah, today was day off.
Oh, then shut the fuck up, alright? No
Fuck
complaining.
You,
fuck you, bitch. Oh, I'm already over this show. Thank you, everyone, for watching, listening. Alright, so, Warden, tell me a bit about yourself, man. What do you do? Who are you?
I'm me. I'm me. I play... Well, my brother got me into FPS games around 2015.
So you're a freshie, aren't you? Kind of.
Yeah, I started with CS. He got me onto CS. And I played on some absolutely horrible laptop, some HP laptop that I had to remove the internal keyboard of the laptop.
What?
Yeah, I had to remove the keyboard from it, and then I had to have an office fan blowing directly into the laptop's fan to stop it from overheating. Even still, it overheated twice and ended up melting to its hard drive.
Jesus.
Yeah, fun.
Man.
Playing COD on. Not COD. Playing CS on the lowest possible res, and lowest possible settings, and still barely breaking 60 FPS. Well, not
Jesus
even hitting
Christ,
60 FPS.
yeah. I remember
bad.
Went through a laptop gaming stage. Good grief. Couldn't think of anything worse.
Not good.
Yeah, funny you brought up the fan thing. I used to blow a fan onto my Xbox 360 back in the day. It was fucking...
I never had a console.
Never had a console?
What
are you, fucking Amish?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
I grew up on MMOs and browser games.
Ooh, browser games. Give me some browser games. Please tell me Quake Live. Surely.
Quake Live?
Did you play Quake Live?
No.
What?
I'm talking Armor games, mini clip.
Free online
browser games, like the online.
Yes. Oh, I
Yeah,
see. Yeah, little flash games.
dabbled in my Adventure Quest and Mech Quest
Oh,
and
okay,
like all
okay.
those stick fighter games and army
Fuck yeah, I
games
can
and
I can respect that
all that
now.
sort of stuff.
I can put Wizard 101. What about Wizard 101?
Yeah, no, not really. No,
Nah.
I played it for about 10 minutes, then gave up.
Ooh, shout out to Lockie, who won't like you for that one. That's one of my best mates in real life. He fucking played the shit out of Wizard 101.
Yeah, I played a
He's a
lot of
fucking nerd.
MMOs like Shire and all those like Korean ones and whatever else. Um, yeah, so that's like sort of where I started, and then I started like slowly putting together the different iterations of my um PC, and I transitioned. What did I transition from? I transitioned from CS to like Black Ops 4. Played
Underrated
like
gem, by the way.
played played like Modern Warfare 1 in between. Like played like all the old like Modern Warfare 1, but then I didn't play like any other COD games. So I went from Modern Warfare 1 to Black Ops 4. Um
Jesus, yeah, you're
and then
like
I
you don't
played
really have much. Well, you do have experience, but you don't have a massive
yeah,
list, do you?
I played Black Ops 4 and I played Fortnite. Um
Gross. Get off my podcast.
yeah, I played Fortnite for a solid amount of time and was like decent at that. Um which is like a burger and really good with all the snipers on that game. Um yeah,
Nah,
and
we
that
all
sort
we
of
all went through a
that
Fortnite
that
phase.
and then that and CS:GO sort of like not so much Fortnite actually. Probably or mainly CS:GO sort of like modeled how I aim
Yep.
for the most part, and then sort of like I carried that into other games and still do so to a degree. I just sort of like I guess I just sort of pick up sniper type weapons really quickly with like the bullet lead and bullet drop um and everything. I gravitate to using those sort of weapons. I find them fun. Um
Now you got a bit of history with Apex as well. Do you want to get into that? The disaster
yeah,
of
I
a
went
game that
from
is Apex
COD.
Legends.
I played so I played Black Ops 4 was like the end of 2018 or whatever, and then Apex come out and I full sent Apex. Um I full sent Apex and was like really focused on getting better at that game. And so that was where I sort of really like actually started like taking FPS seriously and trying to learn and get better at it
Yeah.
and then improved really quickly to a point. Um, and then I've bounced around. I've played at a comp level and pro level in Apex. And what did I play? I go from Apex to I played Warzone when it first released and like MW 2019. Um, bounced around different games here and there. Um, yeah, Apex is sort of just like all consuming, really. Um,
You have
going
to
from
full send
going
Apex, or you can't play it at all. It's one or
Yeah,
the other.
no, Apex is a hard game. A
It's a
lot of people
fucking
don't
hard
realize, but
game.
if you don't like sort of main Apex, it's actually a difficult game to like keep coming
Fucking oath
back
it
to.
is.
Um,
I hate that game because I'm so fucking bad at it. And I could never get good at it.
it's,
I loved it when I was
I
on
mean,
console. When
yeah,
it
it's
came
hard.
out, fuck, it was great on console. But when I actually, decided to, oh, I'm gonna
Wait, so
start
how
aiming
long
for
have you been
myself,
on PC for then?
like
If
2 years,
you've been at like MNK for 2 years.
like 2.5 years, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm not a demon.
I mean, people just learn differently and pick up things differently, you know. It's
Well, I like the
not to
challenge.
say, yeah, well, it's not to say that you can't go all the way. Um, it's just some people pick up things faster, some people not so much. You know, it also depends
Yeah.
on the time that you have that you can dedicate to it, and how people are committed and such.
Well, I have a full
Um,
time job and an adult life. I'm not gonna be a fucking. I'm not gonna be a
Yeah.
top 0.0001% aimer. I've given up on that dream. But I do a podcast now, and I'm a fucking super nerd, and I have losers like Warden on. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played. I love my roguelites. Like roguelites, whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
I am a very much. I haven't played too many of the Souls games. I've played Remnant from the Ashes, which is a Souls-like game. But I'm very much a glutton for punishment when it comes to roguelites and stuff.
I could never get into them because I'm just that bad.
I just crank the difficulty and go.
Oh.
Yeah, just like figuring out new systems to get around obstacles and all that sort of shit, and the punishment that comes with it is something I really enjoy.
So you're like a challenge hunter. You like to be tested.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like that. I see. Like I played in MW2's campaign. I ran through it on veteran for the first time. I planned on doing it on realism because like realism unlocked after you did it the first time over. I haven't done that yet though. I probably will do it at some point.
Fuck yeah. So did you I'm pretty sure you joined Revosect as an Apex player, didn't you?
As the Apex lead.
Apex lead, yeah.
Yeah.
When was that?
It was earlier this year. It was 6. Wait. I don't want to say like 6 months ago or something now.
Really? Is that all? No, it's been longer than 6 months.
No, because
really?
I left off EXO in May.
Oh, yeah, that's where.
And then there was
okay,
some downtime.
Yep.
There was some downtime. Hey, let me know. Let's just go.
That's right. Now that rings a bell. EXO Warden. That I knew. I had heard that. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm fucking stupid.
A lot of people in the OC community know me through like my time in EXO and everything. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, 5 months ago. When was it? What day? June 18th was the day the video dropped on the YouTube.
Shit, and in such a short amount of time, you became the fucking director of, well, the manager of talent manager. That's it.
Talent manager, yeah. That's the role I had within EXO.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the role I had within EXO, and so Basin really wanted to have me on RA, for part that reason, because he knows he knows that I have like connections with the people in the community, and he knows the sort of shit that I'm looking for when it comes to a player and being on a player, and that I can conduct myself professionally and all that. So,
yep.
That was part of the reason. And, some people were shuffled around, like arrays was made like content, like the content manager and whatnot or something, and he's like still doing talent alongside me. So yeah.
So you work pretty closely with the Rays.
Yeah, me and Arrays go back and forth on almost on pretty well at most pickups.
Well, get me in the team,
apart from Overwatch and Valorant, just because I don't really have that knowledge in those spaces.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay, so you kind of already got, like, the next point we got on the doc here is the history of FPS gaming, but you kind of went into it, didn't you? So CS is basically your grassroots.
CS is what my brother got me into CS to start me on FPS. And then I've bounced around, and from Apex I've played some different COD games, and I've played Shadowline came out earlier this year or whatever. I played that.
Man, Shadowline fell off hard. That was like a week of, oh, this is pretty good, and then they did nothing.
It's painful because in 2020, Hyperscape was a thing, and I loved that game. I could have played that game forever. Just
really, I never tried
it. I didn't want to play. Didn't want to play Apex. Apex was at a low point low point for me or whatever, and then like Hyperscape comes out, and it's like Apex, like a mix of like the battle royale and like an arcade shooter, with like super high movement, super satisfying gunplay and everything. All the guns are hit scan and stuff.
That proves
Depending
a
on the
really
gun.
sad point that the reason those kind of games don't go off is because casuals don't like advanced movement and actual skill gaps.
Well, it's part of it was the movement, yeah, but like it was a difficult game for casual players to get into because there was the guys who spent some time figuring stuff out, and they just picked it up faster than other people, and like I was like the second best player in the region, behind Rico, and Rico's just like that dude's just like a natural psycho at anything he plays. He No matter how much I played, he always had more playtime on me, and he always just had like a better understanding. It was just like faster and like every capacity. So it's like he ran around with like the riot, which is the revolver, like the wingman, and a shotgun. That was his go-to. My
Oh
go-to
my
was like
god, that's
the
scary.
sniper, the sniper and the SMG, or the sniper and the revolver. Um, and yeah, like I playing because the game sort of population was really small. It became really sort of tight knit between regions. So we had like there was the Japanese guys and the Korean guys. There's the EU and American guys, and it was all really quite tight knit. And like myself and Rico and others or whatever, we go jump on NA servers, and
Oh yes, just
they
fucking
they
frag
like
out.
they were scared, bro. Like they didn't want none of the smoke when it came to my sniper.
The Aussies
Um,
just can't be stopped, honestly. I
yeah,
love
but it's
playing
just like
NA.
it's just because it's like you're also getting full sent by a guy who has uh, a one shot gun. Like if you max, because the guns, there was a limited sort of a limited like range of weapons. But like, so if you found the same gun that you already had, you pick it up, it levels up your gun, and makes your gun do more damage, makes it reload faster,
Right, I
all that
see.
sort of stuff. So once you got the guns maxed out at level 4, once you got the sniper to level 4, you could one shot people. Um, you just hit them for full health in the head, and because it's hit scan, point click. Um,
True. Oh, so it was hit scan,
so
was it?
yeah, it's hit scan.
Oh fuck yeah. It's been
And
a while since we've had
so
a good hit scan game.
there's here, let me link them to you. So it'll give you an idea of how this game sort of plays, or whatever. There's some of my two of my honestly favorite videos that I've put together. Um, where is it?
I'll check those out. You send them to me and I'll check them out and I'll put them in the show notes as well. So those listening, if you want to watch those videos that he's about to send me, I'll link them in the show notes so you can watch them for yourselves.
Let me find it. No, there we go.
If he finds it. You gotta remember, this guy's a little bit slow. You gotta take your time with him. Gotta be patient.
Shut up. Yeah, there's two.
Rightio. Cool. Fuck yeah.
That one.
Alright, I'll save those links and they'll be in the show notes. So yeah, again, like if you're listening and you want to watch those videos, I recommend it because Warden's just fucking insane. Like I give him shit, but you don't realize just how fucking good he is. So I'll link those. Make sure to check him out. Absolutely.
Um,
The fucking thumbnail on Nostalgia 2.
yeah, I just like make meme thumbnails. It's great.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Right.
Yeah. That. Oh my goodness! It is Alice. Hello, sir.
Shout out to Alice. Shout out to Euphoria Dream. Oh yeah, how can we not even get on that yet? You're in Euphoria Dream. Team
Hey,
Turban, Euphoria
yeah.
Dream, kind of went crazy lately.
Joined in on Euphoria the other day.
You fucking leached
And went
on.
fucking. Yeah, I did.
Like, they're getting kind of big. I need to fucking tap myself onto that.
I was in Turban. Like all the other guys in like Turban and stuff are in Euphoria or whatever. And it's like, I'm like in Turban chat. I'm just like, hey, since I'm trying to get y'all in RA, how about you put me in Euphoria? And Maisha was just like, yeah, right.
Yeah, bet.
There you go.
Bet.
No, I've been playing with the like I'm playing Warzone on like the NA servers with the Euphoria guys, and they're all chill. They're cool. Everyone put a lot of work into figuring out the different like movement things and like putting together clips. And they've just had like a swag reaction. That's all like blowing everything up. They I wonder what their following size was. They went from something
It was, I remember, because
it
I've been
was from
follow.
something respectable, but it's gone crazy
It
now.
was like
They're
250. I remember it was like
yeah,
around
they're
between 250 and 300 followers, and then within a matter of a
near
week, they're like
2K.
yeah,
They're
they
near
need 2K.
2K.
It went absolutely
It's
fucking
just
crazy.
wild.
The G Walk was the funniest and most just ridiculously fun shit I've done in
It's way
so
too
long.
fun.
If you
It's
go on,
way
if you
too
go onto my
fun.
Twitter at TTV cringe, I know some cunt took the Aussie Menace at. If you go on there, my pinned tweet is me just doing a little G walking video, and I said in the
You
video
just
like I've
happen
never
to
laughed
giggle
so
the whole
hard.
time.
It was fucking hilarious. Did I go well? Is it a viable strategy? God no. I fucking tanked my stats. My KD literally dropped by point 0.1 making that video. That was just in like 2 hours of gameplay, but fuck, I had fun. And some of the camera breaks that I got, just absolutely trolling these battle dads and the 70-inch TVs. They were screaming at me. I remember when the voice comes at the end of one of the games, they're like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to combat this cunt? And this guy was like, oh, you got to hip fire, man. That's how I figured it out. Fuck, it was funny. Again, at AussieManusTTV on Twitter, like my pinned tweet. Fucking hilarious. And that tweet kind of went up too, like 4,700 views, 113 likes. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
all of it went crazy.
it's all over TikTok as well.
Yeah, and I mean, so like you're good for it, like honestly, because the they like if Infinity Ward and Activision or whatever they want to cater towards like the casual player base and everything, they can do that. That's all right, you know. But it's like there's this sort of rift or something, I guess, between it and between like the guys who want to like learn the movement and everything. And then there's the people who like don't want to, the older generation of players.
Oh yeah, so many people are so mad about it.
And it's
I think it's
just
hilarious.
it's like yeah, Activision or Infinity Ward will remove it in time or like when they want to, if they deem like
Will they though? Because
to
as I
not
said, it's not a
to
very viable
well,
strategy.
if they deem it to not be within what they want for the game, they'll probably remove it. They've already removed the bipod launching and some other things. So it's like if they show that they don't want it, they'll remove it. But it's it'll take them time, and then in that time, people will probably try and figure out more and different things. There's always going to be people searching and looking for it. And no matter how many people hate it or dislike it, there are those people who are going to look for it because they want to add more of a skill gap to the game. They want to be able to outplay players and like
Yeah.
on their own terms. It's the same as with Apex. A lot of what's gone on with Apex, a lot of it wasn't accepted, like in terms of movement to begin with. But then um it's just sort of become like commonplace, and it's become commonplace and accepted within the community for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's
Because it
just
adds a skill
like,
gap in
it's
Apex. If movement wasn't figured out in Apex, that'd be a fucking terrible game to play. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, look, I can acknowledge that Apex is a good game, but I can't play it because I tried with the movement. I can't do it. Like, I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the time to practice, and it's just I get kicked in the ass. But there's a skill gap there, and if Apex didn't have a skill gap within the movement, what's it got? Because it's pretty fucking clunky if you don't know how to move. And
yeah, no,
the
exactly.
gunplay isn't the greatest. The gunplay is meh at best. It's more of a movement game.
The
And like you got
game,
Modern Warfare 2, there's just fucking no movement in there. So people are gonna scratch and claw for whatever they can get. Because one, it adds a skill gap, and two, it makes it fucking fun.
yeah,
Because if I'm just running around ADS in corners, that's gonna get very tiresome very quickly. That's my take on it anyway.
yeah. It's very true. That's very true. The it's difficult to balance, I guess. But with what's going on, what can you do? You know,
Yeah, the hand has been
just
forced.
gotta. I a lot of people have been hating on Modern Warfare 2, and I have my dislikes, obvious like dislikes with it and such. But it's like I I create like how I want to play, all the fun that I gain from like or get out of playing the game like on my own terms. Um, so yeah.
Yeah. I know you and I've been playing a lot of it. I know you played even more than me. So obviously there's something there. I mean, it is a fun game. I do enjoy it.
Well, yeah,
It's
it's
very
just like
different.
me running around. Like it just shows, like with me running around my deagle. Me.
Yeah.
It's like uh, some people are like, "What was it? Was it you? Was it Chris? I don't know." But I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get 80% headshot on my deagle," and they're like, "Yeah, okay." So I
No,
go and do
I
it.
knew
To
you
just
would
like, and
because you were at like
I'm just like,
75% when you said that. I think I
I
jokingly said like,
started
yeah,
I
right.
started at like 67.5 or something, and now it's at like 77.5.
Dude, I remember like when we were playing, every time you got a body shot, you just fucking scream into the mic like a fucking body shot cunt.
Yeah,
You're determined.
just very much because it looks shit too. Because I'm like, it's like I'm going for headshots, but also going for clips. Like if
Yeah,
I
you
hit a
gotta get
body
that
shot in the middle
headshot
of a
feed.
clip, it looks arse.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like, and then I go and hit like a 5-man, 6-man headshot feed, and it looks crazy. Um, I just like you throw one body shot in there, and it just bends the clip. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, well,
Um,
it doesn't really bend the clip, but like it's
it doesn't bend the
obviously
clip,
it's
but
way more impressive if you get all the
But
headies.
yeah, and it's also not what I want. It's I mean, it's the same thing as with sniping. Literally just like falls under the sort of the same bracket as sniping. It's like if somebody runs around, it's just headshot on headshot on headshot on headshot. Like what was it? Arkin, in Cold War when he hit like the 9-man like headshot thing or whatever. That clip went fucking nuclear. Um, it's like if you're centering for headshots and hitting all head, it's a lot more impressive than somebody who's just one-shotting to the upper chest or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
so okay, we'll get into a little bit of Modern Warfare 2. Like I know you've been playing a lot. As I said, you've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot. Overall, like, what are your thoughts? Do you think it is a good game, or do you think it's just lacking so many things fundamentally?
it's lacking a lot of things fundamentally. It's not a finished game.
No, no.
You
I think it should
can't
have
you
been in
can't
development for
call
like
it a
at least
finished
another six
game.
months.
Um,
Warzone 2
the
should not have been out this year.
it's
Like,
not
absolutely.
it's not it's not the worst thing I've ever played. There's other things that I've played that are worse. Um, but like I said, I just sort of take what I want out of it. Um, like I get what I want out of it depending on how I play, and so it's like Warzone 2 might be highly unpolished and have lots of bugs that can be super frustrating and be really annoying. But it's like you give me my dual pistols and my combat knife to just like G walk at people silently and sprint around silently and
Yes.
run at people, and like it's funny and just like yeah, people like, oh, the honeymoon phase of the game has got everyone by the balls,
Oh,
or
yeah, no. Everyone's
um
been fucking squill gripped by the honeymoon phase. Give it
and
a
it's like,
month.
see, and it's like, yeah, I guess for some people, but I guess it's also just because I'm so used to taking games so seriously, as well, that I've sort of learned to detach from certain things.
Yep.
Um, so there's that.
I've
Um,
completely just detached from taking any game seriously. Like, I don't care anymore. If it's fun, I'm gonna play it. Like, I've been playing a fuckload of DMZ. Is DMZ lacking things critically and fundamentally? God fucking yeah, it is. It to a normal person's point of view. It's just like, what the fuck is the point of me playing DMZ? But I heard in the Objective, a Battlefield podcast, shout out to them. Ironically, they did a fucking Modern Warfare 2 video, podcast recently, the most recent episode. And they said, and they had a guest on this just in, and he said you got to make your own fun in DMZ, and I can understand that because me and the boys have been playing it and just making our own fun, just doing the dumbest shit, squad wiping.
Well, it's just like it's just like
You
DMZ,
gotta,
and I mean, it's like you can shoot, you can like do the objectives or whatever. I know some people have like the um um there's the missions that you can do for the factions or whatever, and then you can get like more insured weapons and whatnot. And so then you can start running around with like actual guns and all that. But then it's just like you can choose to, it's like, oh, this game I want to be a cunt. I want to go just run people down while they
just be a
try and get their
griefing little bitch.
M13, while they want to get their M13 and just kill them or whatever. And it's like, people, this person's calling in an evac. W key, like just run them down and kill them before they can evac.
Yep,
It's like,
fuck them.
I watched
Fuck them.
I saw a clip of a guy jump on a chopper as it was like leaving, and he's like crawled onto where like the blades are.
Yeah,
And
I think I
then
saw that. I think I know what
he's
you're
gotten
talking
around
about.
to the front. He's gotten around to the front with a signal and shot all three of the players through the front windscreen of the chopper and killed them all. And they have absolutely no clue. They've got zero idea what's going on
They're
and
just
how they're
lost because
dying.
there is
And this guy's just hit the clip of a lifetime.
99.9% of the people that actually play in DMZ are the fucking worst players. Like I was playing solo, just doing the money glitch thing, just fucking around. I had music, like I had a video going. I think I was watching wrestling or something, and like I had 5 people just rush me, and I was just fucking moaning about. Like I had a squad push me, and I just fucking killed them without even them breaking my plates. And there's some absolute burger bots that are playing DMZ, but it's fun. And I'm gonna fucking, if I see a burger bot, I'm gonna abuse you. I'm gonna yell in the fucking proxy chat. I'm gonna be a toxic little cunt. Because that's what I do.
It was the unhinged trios for me the other day. Playing, people are all like, "Oh man, let's team up," and I'm like, "Fuck you, pussy!" It's insta kill them.
Mowed down with your fucking dual wheel deagles or snake shots.
Yeah. I actually haven't leveled up my basilisk, my revolver, to get the snake shots yet, but I know some people have been using it. I think currently the dual P890s will like just be like a hard secondary meta for a good long while because they're just broken. They're just like
Yeah.
hard busted. But like Warzone and Modern Warfare 2, they're not finished games by any means, and I think
Can we even expect a
well,
finished game nowadays in 2022? I don't think
I
we
have
can
no
because the
idea.
live service model exists. They can just pump out some fucking shit and say, "Oh, it's live service. We'll just fucking update it," and they just get away with the bare minimum. It's I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, look
Some
at Battlefield.
companies take themselves more seriously than others, but it's like,
I mean, yeah, there
what can
are
you
a
do?
very, very small amount of companies that still have passion for the games, but the gaming industry has been overtaken by greed and wealth. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think it's good though because they moved away from the um the 1 year dev cycle. So COD games used to be on a 3 year dev cycle, and then they brought it down to like a 1 year dev cycle or something for God knows why. And so that's then when you start. That's when it started with. It went from Battlefield, Black Ops 4 to MW 2019 to Cold War to Vanguard. And the games were just like progressively worse. And now they've moved back to like a 2 or 3 year model, like dev cycle. So that's gonna do well
Yeah.
for just like the games in general and the quality of the games.
And what I'm not excited
Something.
for is Treyarch's next title because they're. I don't think I've ever liked it. I mean, Treyarch's made some fucking bangers. Let's be honest, made some fucking great games. But Cold War absolutely killed my trust and any kind of feelings, just good feelings I had
Well,
towards
I
Treyarch.
think like Black
Fuck
Ops 2
Treyarch
and
and
Black Ops
fuck
3 are
Cold War.
seen as some of the like most heavily like played games, like COD games or whatever.
Okay, maybe I fucked up my words. Okay, Treyarch has always been fantastic, right? Let's be honest. World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 was controversial, but I didn't mind it. I think the multiplayer was fucking awesome. Played a lot of BO3.
I think a lot of
BO4 though?
people. The
BO4
thing
was so underrated.
BF4 was terribly looked down on because of the increase to the TTK, and everyone was used to like insta killing people. But so it's like as soon as you had to have more consistent tracking and everything, and the fact that there was no aim assist on PC,
Oh, we're living in the
like
days.
people just didn't like it because they like, it was a game that like punished you if you're bad at like being able to track a target better, and then there being no aim assist for controller players on PC, like
It was the last competitive COD, that's for sure.
it made it a lot more difficult for controller on PC players, and then and then what started is like because a whole lot of more like the COD on PC, like COD's been shifting away from um with the release of Warzone, COD's been shifting away from being like an almost like a very heavily console dominated game to a lot more people switching to PC and like big name streamers switching off console and playing on PC. And the 2019 and Warzone like aim assist model is where that all started. And then all like Fortnite really put it out there with the crazy fucking aim assist. But then
Oh yeah.
and then it's like carried into Warzone and stuff. And so then it's like there's no point handicapping yourself on console anymore when I can play on PC with higher FPS, higher FOV, better video quality for content creation and like all those aspects. Um,
Yeah, PC's kind of like taken over.
there's no point limiting myself on console anymore. And for like people who want to stream and people who want to create content, they've all moved off console.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of what's happened, and then it's just sort of continued on. So like Black Ops 4, with how it, they're like, yeah, we don't, there's no aim assist on PC, but it's like now it's just
It's
everywhere,
it's
and
it's we've
and
talked
it's
about
just
it on
sort
this
of been
show
like
before.
progressively getting worse and like more obscene as each like sort of game
Yeah,
goes on,
it's
to the point where uh it was like it in Hyperscape as well, because the devs didn't really know how to balance it with the movement and everything. But it was like when you're a developer and your community is like complaining about aim assist and everything so much to the point where that you're considering and then you're looking into changing and then changing how the aim assist functions and the sort of the strength values of it and all of that stuff, it sort of says something about like how good it is, how strong it is. Because as a developer, you're taking that on board. And so like they've considered it in Apex. They did it multiple times over in Hyperscape. They've done it recently with Modern Warfare 2, where they said like they came out and they said, yeah, we've nerfed the Black Ops aim assist, and it's like, it's kind of crazy. Um,
I think I think the aim assist debate is actually finally getting some traction by like look at
well,
that clip
because
of
COD,
Scump. Like Scump said, it's just too broken. Don't even have to have any skill to aim anymore.
yeah,
And if fucking Scump says it, the most
yeah, like I
like
was
number one control player in the world ever in Call of
probably like
Duty,
the one of the most decorated Call of Duty players ever. Yeah,
literally, and
easily.
even he says that it's too strong, then you got a fucking problem.
The I was playing with the Euphoria guys, and they said the COD pros, like the CDL pros and stuff, have been complaining about it. They said like they're literally talking about um GAing dynamic aim assist.
Oh my god, that would be Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
and it's like
I'm longing for the day that CDL goes keyboard and
when you're
mouse.
COD, like when your pro scene like has realized that their shit is broken and they literally they don't want to verse each other while using it. That speaks volumes.
Yeah,
It just speaks volumes.
absolutely. But
You
well,
can't.
we've
Yeah.
talked about the aim assist debate on this show many times. I know the listeners are probably fucking sick of hearing that. So it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Like we can tweet annoying tweets saying this is too strong and put up clips, but at the end of the day, aim assist brings in money. Will it ever be nerfed to the point where it's like, fucking 2009 again? No, it's over. All right, just let it go. Nothing we can do.
Yeah.
We just have to fucking bite our tongues, suck it up, grab our bowls, drink a cup of concrete, and fucking click heads with a deagle. Because that's the way you can aim assist. Just be better with the deagle. You know everything to about that, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, sure do.
Sure do, buddy.
I need to work on my video actually and put that out.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
don't
you
want to
need to
hit
do that.
more like crazy clips though. I just haven't been running the dig. I've been getting camos and leveling guns and shit up too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been sort of doing the camo grind, but sort of not. I
I
I
want to
would say
get
I've been to habit.
I just want to get my what am I? I've done. I think I've done half of the ARs. I've done like half of the SMGs. On my last pistol, uh, done one LMG.
I think you might have overtaken
Done a
me
couple
now.
of snipers, a few snipers. I think 3. Yeah.
I've done all marksman rifles. That was the first category I did. Done combat knife, riot shield, like 7 ARs, I think 7. 1 LMG. That was the RPK because I did that exclusively for Warzone because it's fucked in Warzone so strong.
I just did the roll today.
Oh yeah, I need to get on the fucking rail thing, man. That thing, oh my lord. Picking that up even as ground loot, it's just nuts. The one thing I hate about LMGs though is they're so fucking slow. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm running in the trenches with a fucking LMG. Give me something fast. Like when you and I were playing the other day, you were running your dual pistols and I was running my ultra fast BAS P and you were like, you're a fucking idiot. What are you doing that for? I was like, fast. I did
Yeah.
alright with it. I mean, I could zip around the map.
Mini back. The Bison's for sure the best
The
SMG in
Bison?
the game,
I
man.
need to do that.
Like, the Fennec is crazy, but it's like, so as soon as you're going up against like multiple players in close proximity, you're just dead.
Yeah,
Because it's
exactly.
like you kill 1 or 2 people and then you have like this slow as reload. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool, bro. Like what are you gonna do? What are you
Yeah,
gonna
you're
do with
fucked.
that?
That's why I was never good in Warzone 1. I used to love running the Fennec in duos. Anything more than that was completely unusable because you mag dump someone. Because it was super easy to kill someone with the Fennec, but yeah, the reload speed was fucking atrocious. You're just sitting there fucking rebuild, like pulling the gun apart, rebuilding the gun, fucking building the Taj Mahal. You can build the Taj Mahal quicker than you can reload the fucking Fennec.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also anything past 10 meters with the Fennec, you can get fucked because that thing is just
Yeah.
pea shooter.
It is, yeah. Just
It's for the
damage
it's
fall
for the
off is
controller players up close.
mental.
It's the building pushing controller players that use the Fennec. Fucking frags. Anyway, enough about the Fennec. The Fennec pisses me off. I love it, but I hate it. Anyway, any more thoughts on Modern Warfare 2?
I think there's just a few things, honestly, with how it's shaping up. I think if the devs did a certain few things, they would really improve player happiness, and just overall like sort of feedback and player
Player
like
happiness?
interactions.
That's silly. Don't say that. If it ain't player retention, then it can get out the fucking door.
Well, player happiness would go hand in hand with player retention. I think if you brought back reload cancelling, if you brought back once like all of the sort of looting and everything is all smoothed out, like picking up things off the ground and when everything is in piles and whatnot. If one like say for Warzone 2, for example, if you can pick up somebody's because you can't pick up people's bags, right?
Oh,
People have a larger bag than you, but you can't pick it
Ooh,
up. So it's like I have a
that fucks
large
me off.
backpack or I have a medium backpack, but then I get gunned by some kid, you know? I go to my gulag, I respawn, I come back, I can't pick up my bigger backpack, so I literally just have to leave half the shit that I had there. It's
Oh
like
man, the
it's
fucking it
I
just
think there's
feeds
there's a
into
lot
the
of things. There's a lot of small things that have either been an oversight or they just haven't sort of like polished up on as they've put out the game. Um,
it
I
just
think
feeds into the
the
adage
game
that
has a lot of potential, especially with with the incredible variety of like weapon tuning and the gunsmithing and all of that. I think it can, like in terms of just like gunplay and everything, it can turn out really well. I think just
yeah,
there's
I agree.
a few sort of things that need to be changed to just more make it flow better. So I think sprinting while being able to sprint while plating, reload canceling, uh, and bunny hopping would probably be like the three biggest things. Because if we're gonna like hard nerf all of the movement that people come up with or whatever, and like they had bunny hopping like in the playtests and in the beta and stuff, and
Which was fun
people
as
liked
fuck to
it.
do, by the way.
Yeah, people liked it. I think that like the bunny hopping especially is just something small that it's something small that's not insanely impactful, but that can still be used to outplay someone when used properly. Um, and that's something that you should be able to. That's something that should like stay. Um, and that's something anyone can do. Like that's not like it's not like some old head who doesn't want to learn slide canceling because like you know they can't like hard like they can't like press the buttons or whatever fast enough and consistently enough to like required to do so. The bunny hop is just attack sprint and then you just turn your camera and then you jump. Like you jump and then jump again.
Yeah, but doing that on a controller
anything
would be a pain in
difficult.
the ass. Like if you're just a basic, if you fucking come home from your 9 to 5, you get abused by your missus, you got 3 kids screaming in your ear, and you just want to play some fucking Warzone or multiplayer. You're not gonna be. They're not gonna be able to fucking take their thumbs off their aim stick and press X twice because they aren't rebounding their fucking buttons. That's for sure. And they don't have paddles, so they're not gonna be able
Yeah,
to
I
b hop.
guess.
But here's the thing, and I've said this before, and I've got this from Razanon. The Razanon's the one who brought me onto this idea. Shout out to Razanon of the fucking Drop Shot of Call of Duty podcast, who's on the previous episode. Listen everywhere, subscribe to me. He said that there should be 2 SBMM brackets. Point, let's say fucking maybe 3. Okay, so I think it was something like from
What's the
fucking.
average KD? The average
It's like
KD,
point
I think
eight,
it
point
was
nine. I think
it was
is the
like
average
below,
KD.
yeah, it was like below one for last Warzone 2 or whatever, wasn't it?
It should be. So let's say point. Okay, double. Okay, 0 KD to point 2 KD. They're your fucking people that have 2 fingers and 1 limb, playing on their all accessories, all the fancy Xbox. Okay, people that disabled people, right? Then you got your point 2 to your point 8. Okay, that's gonna be your dog shit. Not your dog shit, but it's gonna be your fucking your 9 to 5 average Joe range that just wants to play a bit of COD at the end of the day, right?
I think
And then anything
I
above
think the
point 8,
thing with
it's open fucking
balancing
waters.
the issue with balancing any sort of SPMM around K on a pure basis of KD is that it just doesn't work in a battle royale sense. It just doesn't
Oh
because
yeah, no, but I'm talking about
I
multiplayer.
know. Oh, okay, you're talking about
I'm not
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
Okay,
I
but so
think
the
there
thing
should
with
be
battle
no.
royales is that especially say like Apex, because Apex has its like stats pages and whatever, you can see all your stats and everything and how you've improved over time and whatnot. The thing with that is though, it's like you can play 10,000 games as the worst player imaginable and have like a 1 KD and like a 300 ADR, and then there's still worse players than you, right? But then you start taking it seriously. You start learning movement. You start aim training. You start getting a whole lot better with everything, and your improvement is explosive. But the thing is it won't reflect on your stats. It's because like it'll reflect on your seasonal stats, sure, but on your lifetime stats that say you've got a 1 KD and a 300 ADR, it won't budge after you've played 10,000 games like much easily at all because that's just how like the stats and everything are like worked around. So when you balance, say, like SBMM for the KD or whatever of a player who's put in 1,000 hours, and they have really low stats or whatever, they might become the next Jowo in their 0.2 KD lobbies or whatever. But it's like they're not. They're like lifetime stats and stuff are gonna take. It's gonna take them ages to really budge that to it, like until it's at like a noticeable degree or whatever. So I
Yeah.
think it's like I think what some games do is they balance. They do balance it off your recent performance. So it's like you'll see in COD or whatever, you'll have like a crazy game where you pop the fuck off, and then you like versing the best players on the planet.
Oh yeah.
That happens sometimes, especially when you're like trying to grind camos and all this shit. It's like so they do that, or there's all sorts of different things. Like they have patents and everything for all this sort of shit. We really don't know all that much about it. But I think what needs to be really looked at is like the average player's sort of a playtime in reflection to like then their KD and just like stats across the board or whatever. Because it's like somebody could play like 2 hours a day, right? But they could just be a gifted FPS player and be nuts good at the game. You're not going to throw them into and then they might have a high KD because they play really good, but they only play 2 hours a day, or they play less even, or whatever. You don't particularly want to throw that player into the constant highest SBMM bracket available.
Because they ain't coming back to the game.
Because it's just like, I only play this game for a few hours a day or whatever. It's like I don't want to have to be like trying my hardest as soon as I jump on first game on, and then for the rest of the time that I'm playing, you just don't want to have that happen. And so then it's like how do you balance that? And so then there's engagement optimized matchmaking, and there's way too much going on with it all. It's like a massive rabbit hole you can go down really with how SBMM and everything works.
That's an iceberg.
It is. Somebody needs to make like an iceberg, one of those iceberg memes out of it. It's crazy.
Someone needs to go in depth with stats and analytics. I was actually going to do this during Cold War. I was actually going to do a massive video on performance-based matchmaking, engagement optimized matchmaking. I was going to make multiple accounts and say for a fresh account, play like normal, see how I go. Then do another fresh account, buy a shitload of bundles, and see how I go. I was going to do all this shit, but I'm like, if I'm doing that, then I'm just feeding these cunts money. I'm just fucking wasting money on that. So I'm like, no, fuck these guys. It ain't worth it. But
you need to build up like your
really
YouTube audience and get a few 100,000 views out of that video for it to warrant like any sort of like return.
But that would have been interesting. If someone has the gall, right? If someone has the patience to do that, that could break the internet. That could send Activision reeling. They'll take that shit down probably. Because they've got patents out and all this dumb shit. Like
they do. They have.
Yeah,
patents.
like
God,
who knows what they're doing?
Or whatever.
I'm going to sound like a fucking conspiracy theorist nut job here, but one of these things, I've said this to a few people, and I honestly believe at least in the case of Warzone 1, I reckon it was also based on your movement. If you were slide canceling, because I noticed like there were times I was playing Rebirth, right? I was just getting fucked on my controllers. Like I couldn't do it. I was having a shit day. I'd get 1 kill, 5 kills, 3 kills, maybe 10 kills if I was lucky. I just wasn't having the day. But I was slide cancelling everywhere, doing movement, and the lobbies were still fucked.
You're saying your distance travelled?
Maybe distance travelled, but also fucking crouch to sprint input. Like some kind of movement.
Or your time spent sprinting.
Yeah, something like that. Like it have some sort of... Like all the sentinels, they just sit in the corner, right? And they maintain their bot lobbies. But if I'm moving around the map, I'm getting fucked on. So I honestly believe at some point, like there must have been some sort of correlation between movement and your fucking lobby.
Potentially.
In my opinion. Also, you're playing fucking Modern Warfare?
I'm not. I'm just old hat.
Whoa, you fucking. I thought you were. Oh, give me your full attention, you cunt. Nah, just fucking with you.
And now
But
you've
yeah.
got ads going. You've got 4 ads.
Ah, rip. Rest in piss.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, fucking. If you're here live, I. Speaking of here live, this podcast. I don't plug this enough, but this podcast does get streamed live every episode on twitch.tv/AussieMenace. So make sure you come here, drop a follow. We always chat for about half an hour on the pre-show. So I'll announce on my Twitter that we're going live. I'll have a little pre-show, talk with the viewers. I don't really interact with viewers during the stream because, this is a podcast that goes across the apps. My Twitch viewership does not matter. Like, don't forget me wrong, I love everyone that stops by and says nice things in the chat, but what's most important is the listeners on the podcast apps. Like, that's why I have a fucking podcast. So yeah, so if you're dropping subs, I'll give you a little heart, with my hand so you can see it, but I'm not gonna fucking scream and have an alarm bell or anything. But yeah. Oh man. You fucking got me on a
Good guy,
tan.
Aussie.
Good guy, Aussie. I try sometimes. Yeah, I mean, if you're in my good books, I'll treat you well. If not, get fucked. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get into the main event. Desert Island FPS. This is my favorite part. This is literally the main event of the show. I love this. So, Warden, you're on a boat. You're on a boat. Right? You're on a boat. You're on a cruise. You're having a good time. You're going around the Caribbean. You're having a fucking whale of a
Titanic
time.
strikes.
You're on the fucking Titanic, whatever. And you're just coasting along. All of a sudden, boom, crash, bang, and then the whole fucking boat sinks. And you're the only one to survive. And you swim up to you wash up to a shore of a desert island. On this shore, there's a little fucking cafe with no one there except a computer with a fucking 4090, 7950, and fiber internet. Right? This is the computer of your dreams. Right? Hypothetically, you have 3 FPS games to choose to play for the rest of your life because you are living on this island, right? You're fucking stuck here. No help for Warden. So you have a stable internet connection, and hypothetically in this scenario, all these games you choose, right, have as populated servers as they were during their peak, okay? So what 3 games are you taking to your island and why? And I went on a fucking way too descriptive little tangent there. I was just in my own little world. Let's start off with number 1.
Hyperscape. I have to say Hyperscape. There's just like that game during its peak. There was really nothing like it. You had the perfect mix of a battle royale and like an arcade shooter at the same time. It was innovative. The movement was great. The gunplay was great. Like, it's just, there was nothing really to beat it out.
I never played it, but would you say that it was kind of the pioneer of the Rebirth model?
When did Rebirth come out?
I'm going to say early 2021?
When did, let me see.
Hyperscape was like a 2018 thing, wasn't it? Some shit.
No,
But
it
like
was
that model of
2020.
BR mixed with more high-paced arcade. You can
Okay, so
I don't know.
Rebirth Island Warzone was released in December 16th, 2020. So I wouldn't say like, well, because there was the Black Ops 4 Alcatraz map or whatever, wasn't there? Like,
Yeah, there was.
which is like Rebirth or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it pioneered it, but I think it probably just the sort of systems it put in place, it did really, really well. So it's like if you're running around, you die, okay? You become like a little ghost person or whatever, and you can run around, but you can still see what's going on. So you can
What?
literally be in the middle of the fight. You can be with your teammates in the middle of a fight as this little ghost person, giving them call outs, telling them where players are, what's going on. And so then when an enemy player dies, they drop, or like when you die, you drop this like little pad. There was like this little pad that you dropped. And so when an enemy player dies, you run and you jump on that, and then your teammate with full movement, like they each like sprint around in a circle, and revive them. And so then you just jump like straight back in from that point. You don't have to like parachute back in. You literally just straight back
Just
in
right back
from
into
on
the
that
action?
pad, and then you can pick up a gun and pick up ammo and just go, because there was no inventory management with the game, right? you had um, you had two hacks. They were called hacks, which were your abilities, and you had your two guns. When you picked up a gun, it gave you more ammo. It made your gun do more damage. It made your gun better. The same thing with hacks. It like reduced the cooldown speed. It made them like do more damage or like more efficient, whatever. Um, it was just the systems that they put in place were just so good. It was like they had taken like every other battle royale beforehand and just done it better. Um, so it's like, so long as your teammates could kill a person and then get to the pad and like run around in a circle like to revive you, um, you were back in the game. It was like there was none of the just like, and because you were this like little ghost person running around, there was none of the downtime, right? There was none of the downtime. It was like, oh, I'm just specking my
Oh,
teammate. I'm not
okay.
specking, and there's like I'm not specking my teammates and having to them watch them run around and scavenge for money and pick up money to then go and buy me back in at the buy station, or like get revived in Apex or in Fortnite, and then as soon as some team who wants to run down the lobby sees that, they just eat the shit out of you, and
Yeah.
you hit the deck and die straight away again. Um, it was great. The fights between good players were awesome. It's like there was so much that went on. It was just way too fun. It was like it was super super fucking hectic. But then there was like um there was none of the, there was not much of the bullshit that goes with other games too. Like it took them a while to like get the aim assist like dialed in and everything, but once they did, like you didn't feel like you had no chance, or like as soon as like you was being shot at by someone, it was just like GG, because you know that they're just like not gonna like leave target or whatever.
Yeah.
The aim assist in that game like got to a point where it was well balanced. Um, and it wasn't like if you run into somebody who's a controller player, you can't. There was the um you could differentiate between somebody who's a controller player or somebody who's not, or whatever. For the most part, it wasn't like COD where it's like somebody just insta kills you, and then you see the kill cam, and sometimes you can't tell between whether they're a cheater or they're like a controller player. Like that's what happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. You're
Um,
not wrong. You're fucking spot on there.
yeah, like
But
I would go with Hyperscape. Like the game didn't like sort of last that long, but the amount of time I put into it to the enjoyment I got from it was just you can't
made it
match
all
that.
worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
That would
can't
have been
match that.
awesome because the one thing I hate most about BRs, and this is what I've always hated about every BR, is you die. Okay, yeah, whatever. We all die in video games. Then you have to fucking sit there and
It's
wait
there's the downtime.
for the
Yeah, the
downtime.
downtime.
And I
Your
guess
teammates in getting your revive card in Fortnite, or they get to your box in Apex, and sometimes like so you're playing Apex or whatever, you have that timer. There's no timer in Hyperscape. You have no timer. So long as your teammates live, so long as at least one of your teammates live, you can have your like because they had quads and they had like whatever else. You could have had like three little ghost people running around or
just
whatever. If
doing
and
constant
it's like
comms.
so long as one person lives, if they can come in and like swoop in after a fight's finished, you can literally have your whole team back in the game in an instant.
Oh,
Um, it was just way too good, but it was just because it was hard, and just because it was hard, like casuals couldn't get into it, and so then it tapered off. Um, and it wasn't marketed very well by Ubisoft at all. And then when the initial team that made it, they got like there was like an executive decision that moved them back to Rainbow Six Siege, and then it got left to like the community managers to like balance update and do updates and whatnot, and it just died because they didn't know what they were doing, and they just like cranked the fucking explosive weapons to the max. Um, and it just made it was like when it just sort of started becoming unfun because the explosive weapons were all anyone was using, and they could
uh,
like insta kill you from like across a fucking half a building because of the explosive like AoE range and everything.
Jesus.
So yeah, tough.
One thing I just want to bring up here, that sounds fucking grouse because, as I said, the one thing I hate about BRs is you die and you wait. There's downtime.
The
But it was
downtime,
even
yeah.
worse back in the day before all these respawn mechanics came in. Because if you died early, like I remember playing Fortnite in its prime with my mates, and like if one of us dies off the rip, that's it. You're done. You have to fucking
Yeah.
sit there for 20 minutes. Like, yes, okay, my teammates won. Woo, good for them. But I just fucking sat and I was
You
spectating
don't
for
do
20
anything.
minutes. I don't do
Yeah.
anything. And
So it's
I don't have all the time in the world. I have to go to school and or work. Like, I'm just wasting 20 minutes of my fucking night watching and just seething. It's seething because I fucking died and I'm just sitting there like an absolute fucking stunned mullet, right? It's that's one thing I've never liked about BRs. It's just the fucking downtime.
yeah,
Like
so
in
it's
Modern
like
Warfare the other day when you try
you
to
play
like
games now. You play games now, like we playing say what like take Warzone 2 or whatever. If you die off rip, or a few of you die off rip or whatever, there's no point in not just resetting and going again so that everyone is in the
exactly.
match and you
Because
just
you're already
go
at a
for it
massive
again.
disadvantage. And
Yeah,
especially if you lose your gulag and there's still
yeah,
like 120 up, fucking pull out. Just pull out. Try again. Because
yeah.
I'm not fucking sitting there for 20 minutes because you land in the middle of nowhere with 3 buildings and you've got like 2k cash and the nearest fucking
Buy
building
station
is
is across the
200
world.
meters away
Yeah,
and the buy station is 500 meters away and there's 14 teams here, there, left, right, everywhere, north, east, south, and west, never eat soggy wheat bix, right? You just, as I said, you're sitting there like a fucking stunned mullet. You may as well pull your cock and have more fun.
yeah. No, that's yeah. That was exactly it.
Yeah.
The game I think was just like way too good for its time or whatever.
So maybe if like a Hyperscape was like a hyper, say for example, Hyperscape never existed. If that was to come out in 2022, that'd be a fucking banger,
If
especially with
Hyperscape
crossplay.
came out this year, especially with how games have been recently,
Oh
um,
yeah, good point.
I think a whole lot more people would be inclined to try it, especially with the fact that like there's all the hype with Apex and COD with like the movement. People want to put time into learning the movement and everything.
Yep. Fuck man, I wish I got to play that. I remember watching some videos. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting, and then like, I was working, and then I was like, I'm gonna play it this weekend, and the weekend came around, and it was dead game. It's like, oh, it was a very short-lived game. It never got a chance,
Yeah,
which is a shame. It's a shame. I would have liked to try it, and I feel like if that was to come out in 2022, that'd be really cool. Because yeah, as you said, there's fucking nothing at the moment. Like yeah, Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 are alright. I mean, you can play them, you can have a bit of fun, but they're not fucking. They don't blow you away. They're not like the next fucking PUBG or Fortnite. There hasn't been one of those massive games to come in and just take over since Warzone. There hasn't been. Like they went from H1Z1 kind of pioneered the whole thing, and then PUBG was that massive explosive game that came out, and then Fortnite was that massive explosive game that came out, and Apex was that massive explosive game to come out,
yeah,
and
and
then
then
Warzone,
then it was Warzone,
and now
and
there's
yeah,
nothing. Like Warzone 2 is great and all, but I'm kind of just bored. Still just Warzone. Still Call of Duty. It's not much different. I don't think anything else big is going to come out anytime soon. I think I think I don't see a game coming out in 2022 onwards that takes over the gaming world because people are just going to be like, oh, it's got this problem, that problem. Because people are like fucking spoiled little cunts nowadays and they have to have everything perfect off rip. Otherwise, it's a dead game.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, little tangent there. Little fucking. I thought I'd
And
blow off some steam there. But okay, game number 2 on your desert island.
oh goodness, game number 2. Let me see. Oh goodness, what have I sunk to? Warframe.
Warframe. Is that FPS
Warframe.
though?
No, it's not. It's a third person. It's a
Then it
third
doesn't
person game.
count.
Fuck. I put heaps of time into that game.
I was afraid to play a game. I never wanted to try it because I knew I'd have to sink money into it.
No, see, you don't actually have to.
Well, it's not a fucking first-person shooter game, so pick something else.
Heck.
Of the
Let me see. I'm
4
gonna search
total
my
games you
Steam.
played.
I'm gonna search my Steam by genre.
When you have to search your Steam, that really goes to show that you do not have much FPS history, do you?
Yeah, really.
Not even Apex. That kind of fucking blew
Um,
you up.
oh, if it was peak season 3 Apex, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in this hypothetical situation, it's during its peak. What you think it's its peak?
Well,
Popularity
okay,
and
so
gameplay wise.
if I'm able to judge it for its peak or whatever, if it
Yeah.
was like peak season 3 Apex, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in the
Um,
rules. That's in the rules. At its
all
peak.
right. So
So
I go
why
for
Apex,
peak
hey?
season
What
3
was so good about
Apex.
season 3?
Oh, it was just, weapon balancing was good, characters were fun. No, it was like before everything was just being like constantly hard fucking nerfed. Like there was the sniper meta. I mean, see, like season 2 longbow meta was insane as well. I love that, but like season 3 scout meta, where like scout was 100% accurate on zip lines. You have like 20 rounds in the gun or whatever, and it does like 30 damage a shot. You could put a 4 to 8x sniper scope on it. It was mental.
It
It
sounds
was
broken
just
though.
like it
I
was
never
like my
played season 3.
playground. Yeah, it was just like my playground.
Fuck yeah.
Um,
I literally played season 0 and that was it. And I came back like a
damn,
year ago. I
that's
played
tough.
a bit of like season 11. I was like, this has gone to shit. Everyone's better than me. I'm dying to predators every fucking game. I'm over it. It's too far
Yeah.
gone. But yeah, season 3, hey?
Shit, Firefall was such a good game too.
The fuck is Firefall?
You don't know what Firefall
No, I've
is?
never. Hang on, let me
God
search this. Is it on Steam?
damn. No, it died. Like it
Oh,
just died. It got like
Firefall.
sold off or whatever. It was a big multiplayer game, big MMO.
Firefall.
Yeah.
Video game.
Hold
2014.
on, give me one moment.
What the fuck? While Warden's gone, let me just take this. Okay, first of all, I forgot to press record, so this is going to be pulled directly from the VOD. So I have no control over the audio balance. So if one of us is louder than the other, my bad. I fucked up. Also,
Um,
we took a break last
yeah,
episode.
it was
Oh,
like a big,
there he is.
big MMO. You called in like things called thumpers, and
Thumpers.
you had different classes, and there was they were the thumpers like big drills, and they drilled like for like resources and stuff, and then that would attract like PVE and PvP, and yeah, it was fun. It was good, and then it just like sort of died. Like I was like sold off to like a different company, and
I
shit
think
happened.
I think this looks vaguely familiar.
Let me look.
Oh, it's big. The vastness of the world there, Jesus. Huh. But
Maybe
looks like a
Titanfall.
third person shooter there, bud.
I think it was like, but you
Multi.
could like switch between maybe.
Oh yeah.
Can't
I'll
remember.
allow it. I'll allow it.
Fuck. I think it'd have to be a toss up between Modern Warfare 1 and Titanfall 2. Oh, dude, like Blacklight Retribution is still in my Steam library.
Oh my god.
Fuck, that game was so much fun too. Shit, the last play June 30th, 2013. Holy fuck. Blacklight was a fun game. Did you play Blacklight?
I never played it, but I know of it.
Yeah, that was an FPS game.
Wait, hang on.
I had a lot of fun
Wait a
playing that game.
minute. Wait a minute. I might have Blacklight
Shit was fun
Retribution.
as
I think I
fuck.
did. Blacklight.
That shit was awesome.
It's not on the
Um,
fucking the store anymore. No. I know what you're
no,
talking
no,
about.
it's not.
Yeah, I think I did play it a little bit.
Yeah, never played Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. I didn't play Modern Warfare 3. Didn't play any of the Black Ops games apart from 4. So my sort of like my experience with COD is limited, and I've been told countless times by so many people that like I missed all of the like really good games and all of that. So, let me think.
You're really struggling here, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, no, because I want to make it like be like a good one that's like really sort of like hits home.
But it also has to be true to you. Like even if it was fucking Call of Duty Vanguard, bleh, it can if it's on your list, then I have no choice but to accept it.
See, like I didn't mind Vanguard. I just like did that. Like I just played it during the free week and had fun like shooting shit. But I didn't really like invest much time into it. Let me think. I just can't think of like all the different games I've had. Let me look at my different like game launches too.
Remind me to fucking get rid of my channel point rewards.
You busted your mic. What you
Yeah, I
do?
know. Someone redeem maximum gain.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh man, I should just fucking do an entire podcast of that. Why not?
Um, a whole podcast with Max Gain would be crazy.
It'd be fucking fantastic, and I would lose any kind of traction I've gained so far.
It would be horrible.
Come on, man. You got to think of a third. You've played 3 first-person shooter games, haven't you?
I have played 3 first-person shooter games.
Wow.
I think I
Fucking
just have
choose
to go with
one.
Titanfall 2. I think
Titanfall
I'd have to
2?
go with Titanfall 2.
That's a fair choice.
I put like I only have like 60 hours in the game.
Hey, but it's pretty cool, right?
But I started it, I picked it up, and I jumped on uh I jumped on board with the Kraber, which is a sniper again, and I just went nuts with that gun, and
Went a little bit
really
goofy.
quickly, yeah, very quickly got like recognized by like high profile players within the region. Um, and they were like, "Yo, like, who is this guy?" I got asked if I was like somebody else on an alt account or whatever else. It's just like no one knew me. And I'm like, hey, it was fun. It was
Little
fun. It
rat
was
with the
like it was
Kraber.
good, and then just not enough players to like consistently continue playing it. But yeah, that game was a lot of fun as well.
Okay, so you've got Season 3 Apex, Titanfall 2, and sorry, what was the first one again? I'm goofy.
Hyperscape.
Hyperscape. Okay, that's a very interesting little trio you got there. But I going into this episode, I had no idea you had such little history with FPS. Like, it needs to be
No,
said,
like
you
I
haven't.
played games like bits and pieces here and there, but I was never one of those kids who grew up with COD or grew up with Battlefield or like the console, like played on the
Yeah.
consoles and didn't have any of that. Um, so that's like I played like bits here and there, whatever. So I played like Blacklight early on or whatever. Like brother probably like really got me into FPS, and that's been like sort of like a mainstay. And then I played other things here and there, like in 2015. Um, but it's like I played CS:GO from 2015 to 2017 or whatever. Then Fortnite comes out. Then I played Fortnite till like Black Ops 4. Then I played Black Ops 4. Then I played Apex. Then Warzone. Then I played Warzone for like a couple months or whatever. Then I played went back to Apex. And then when Hyperscape came out, I played Hyperscape till it died off. And then went back to Apex. And it's just been like bits and pieces here and there, whatever. And like some sort of like main games for a different period, and then
Yeah.
um,
It's funny how you say you went
whatever
from
else.
Fortnite to Black Ops 4 to Apex to Warzone to back to Apex. Because that's literally to the T exactly what I did.
Yeah,
Because they were the big games. They were like the big groundbreaking, big
yeah,
fucking game changers. As I said, I don't think we'll ever get that again.
yeah, exactly. Um, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Don't really know. I want to make. I want to make. I want to
I want to too, honestly, for
I
real.
want to do content for like MW2, do some bits and pieces of like proper content or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, because I've never really sort of like applied myself to do like proper content with different games. I've always sort of just been like, you know, take clips, do dumps. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's
Hi, welcome to the Fat Person Cunt Show. That's the new name, ladies and gentlemen. FPCS, the Fat Person Cunt Show. Shout out to Alpaca Charlie's longest time supporter of the Twitch channel. Hit with the fucking 13-month resub. You've been watching me for like 3 years though. But one thing you failed to mention is you haven't hyped yourself up enough, because it hasn't even been said in this episode so far, but Warden is an absolutely insane player. Like, he's just ridiculous at every game he
I've
plays.
never see the thing is because it's like I don't know, because I came from a point of I had to learn everything like from the ground up myself with the start of Apex and everything. I've never really hyped up myself when it comes to like me as a player. You know, people look up to me and everything and like, damn, you're fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but I think like that's because I'm only within the sort of realms of players that you know. It's like from my perspective, the amount of players that I know who are just fucking worlds above and beyond me, I can never rate myself. I can just never put myself on the same sort of standing as them because I know that I don't measure up in the slightest. So I was always somebody like trying to chase getting better and everything. To the point where I just like sort of burnt myself out and ran myself into the dirt with a whole load of other things. Because I was just in pursuit of trying to get better so much that I just literally just didn't take care of myself at all.
Yeah.
And so that was sort of like to my detriment. And so now I'm sort of at the point where it's like, yeah, people praise me and people say I'm a really good player, and I'm like, I'll accept that or whatever. But it's like I also don't really. I don't really like put myself out there that I'm like such a crazy player or whatever. I'd really like with how my sort of space in the with how my time in the in the online space has gone and everything, there's a lot of there's just a lot more younger kids coming through and people who are just being like getting consistently better and better at younger ages that I can't like sort of keep up so much with that anymore with the times that I
You also
have
got to
to
remember,
play
like,
and
the newer generation is growing up with, like,
with
especially
they're
because
growing up with all the games and everything and
exactly,
growing
like,
up with the beefy PCs and it's like only within the last however long have I really had since I actually really since I upgraded my monitor and got my graphics card and got my new motherboard and everything, fixed all my PC up, have I really been at like a strong PC. I've always been playing on a PC that has been like
mid.
below par, and that has really struggled to run games or whatever. When it's not like hitting FPS caps or whatever, or I'm constantly stuttering to the point, like I'd play Apex, and my ability to play would be so hindered by um me stuttering or like freezing mid-fight for up to like 3 seconds at a time. I can
Oh,
swing a player and literally just freeze in front of them, and to them, on their perspective, I've seen it, I just like stand still or I'm just like running on the spot, and I'm just like a free kill. It's bad, but like I've sort of finally gotten my PC to a point where I can actually like play games without having that happen
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So um
Like, my PC is
I've always sort
alright.
of like I've always sort of been like fighting against the setup that I have to do as best as I possibly can, and I've made it to the point that I have with that, and I don't mind. I don't mind not being the best so much anymore. I'd still want to like do well and be good at games and perform and everything, and I can still play like within the high level, like within a high level and everything. I just there's the guys who are younger coming through
Oh,
and who are just getting better faster and everything. That is just
we just can't keep up with
I
these kids, man. We're getting old.
well, I'd rather see a lot of my homies and friends more. I'd rather just see them sort of do well than really me do so well in their space anymore. And
You're a
it's
man of
like
the people.
with
That's
like
what you are.
well, it's like with RA, I'm fine with, taking the back seat because I was like the Apex lead and whatever, and like, and it's like because of like work and like just like, life happens. I've sort of like taken a back seat to gaming and everything. Or gaming's taking a back seat to other things that I've prioritized and that I want to focusing on myself and my health and all that other stuff. I would
That's important
rather
though.
I would rather like do shit behind the scenes and all that, so like from a management role perspective or whatever else in say that, yeah, like take RA for example. I'd rather like sit back and do stuff in a management position um that I can help the people around me and help my friends succeed and do well, rather than so much myself be in
Yeah.
their position
And
or like succeed. Yeah.
with your role, you have the opportunity to make those things happen as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
like
bringing people
I'm
on
fucking
and
bringing it up again, but Warden's been vouching for me to join RA, and I know he's been vouching for a lot of other people to join RA, and the other people he's vouching for absolutely should be in the team because they're fucking insane. So you're a
yeah.
man of the people. You're like a fucking savior. Put it that way, champ.
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 Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. Speaking of let's go,
What's his
go
name?
have fucking dinner because we're gonna start wrapping this bitch up. Because I'm
Who is
fucking
he?
hungry. We've hit all the points we want to hit. But yeah, we're gonna do this again, man. I've said
Yeah,
to
it's
every
good.
guest so far, we're gonna
Having
run it
good,
back. Once we
like
grow the
having a good
numbers,
chat.
have a good chat. Good old fucking giraffe. I'll say nice things to you here, but off stream, I'm gonna make up for the abuse. I'm gonna start yelling at you. I'm gonna start fucking calling. I gotta start calling you words, cunt. It's been hard. Like it's been hard to just be normal to you. Fucking hell. Nah, but
Why? Because
seriously,
you
like
fucking suck.
no, but seriously, like you're a fucking, genuinely, you are a very good bloke, and you know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's taken
I love playing with you. I love fucking talking to you. You're a fucking Chad. You're a mate of the pod.
too easy.
Too easy. Anyway, I'm gonna plug my shit away real quick. So, as I said, this dog shit fucking awful podcast is streamed live on Twitch every week. Usually it's on a Saturday, but it's on a fucking Wednesday right now. Well,
Your work
Tuesday
got
for
in
the
the way.
Americans. Work got in the way. Work got in the way. Yeah, streamed live here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Aussie Menace. Very easy to remember. The podcast is uploaded to YouTube. The video form of the podcast is uploaded to YouTube at youtube.com/Aussie Menace. I think that's it. Anyway, you just search me up on YouTube. Keep up to date with my socials. Twitter's where it's at. So at Aussie Menace TTV. TTV cringe because some Aussie Menace, some fucking cunt took the Aussie Menace at. Sorry, I'm very tired. I'm slurring my words. And at FPCS podcast. Now, you need to go follow both those Twitter handles because I have a massive, huge announcement that's going to change this, not change the show, but it's going to be the biggest thing for the show. It is a partnership, a massive partnership. And I don't want to give too much away because, you got to fucking keep people on their toes, but keep in tuned. It's with a team. I'll put it that way. It's with a team that this podcast will be partnered with. But that's all I'm fucking saying. You can wait. Be patient. And podcast listeners, be fucking patient, all right? Because some of you might have heard this team, but be fucking patient. Warden, plug away.
Me, plug away.
Plug away.
Oh.
And we're gone. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye. Nah.
I mean, I'm mainly active on my Twitter, which is just at Warden FPS. That's mainly where, I shit post or I post clips and stuff. I have my Twitch and YouTube and whatnot linked through Twitter, so they're that's all through there. I mainly use Twitter. Um, I'm most active on there just because it's easy to go through all my different socials and such through that. I don't have TikTok or anything, but may do at some point for all of the 3-second attention span goobers.
Oh man, I really need to get on that TikTok thing and the fucking
Dude,
YouTube shorts.
the TikTok's just like algorithm and everything to sort of like growth and pushing things that can help you with your other feeding into your other socials. It's crazy. There's nothing like it.
This partnership might start fucking driving me to post some more short form content of the show, get more eyes on the show. You know, it's a no brainer. I really need to do it. I need to fucking take the time. I need to stop being a lazy cunt. I need to actually do it. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuckers. Yeah. Oh, you got more?
No, that's right.
You got more? No, show's yours, man.
No, you're good.
Fucking talk, cunt.
That's all.
Actually, you know what? I know. I said I don't really interact.
He went crazy chat. In your chat. Somebody banned everybody.
Yeah, in chat. Gilly's going crazy. We're still going. Last little thing. Thank you for the follow. It's Mishu. And speaking of Mishu,
oh my god,
I'm gonna give a little fucking teaser here, right? A little spoiler alert. Man. Haven't even announced it, right? But so this weekend, this weekend we're gonna have a very special guest, as always. Every guest is special, but we're gonna have a very wholesome boy. We've got Elderly live, or just Eldy now. So that's this weekend. Stay tuned for that. The weekend after, we're having the first ever team showcase. That's right, Euphoria Dream. You all fucking heard of him. You've all seen him on TikTok. Euphoria Dream will be joining me on the show as a roundtable discussion about, get this, right, Euphoria Dream. Because they are going nuts lately. And as I said, you've all seen it on TikTok with the G-Walk and the Turban Hop. So we're going to go into detail, we're going to go into depth on what Euphoria Dream is and just everything about them. It's going to be fucking fantastic. Also, absolutely stay tuned for this weekend because Elderly, that's going to be fucking awesome. He's a real good bloke. Super wholesome. Like the number one friend, really. Like he's a friend of everyone. We all love Eldy. But that's it. Fucking have a good, excellent evening, whatever. But again, everyone, thank you for the support. It means a lot. It means a lot to me. Again, shout out to Warden, my boy Warden. Go follow him on everything. And if you don't, then I'll fucking ban you from the show. Love you all. Peace out. Goodbye. Warden, you have to say goodbye.
Oi.
There it is. All right.